If you're trying to be everywhere online, posting on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, even Twitter, and whatever new platform launched this week, you're probably making less money than businesses that just focus on one platform and do that really well. Now, today in this video, I'm going to show you why the be everywhere strategy is destroying your ROI and what successful businesses do instead. Now, let's talk about what's really happening when business owners try to be everywhere online. The promise sounds logical, right? If I'm on every single platform and I'm omnipresent, I'll reach more people and get more clients, right? But here's what actually happens. You end up doing a mediocre job on 7 different platforms instead of doing an excellent job on one platform. And in today's content landscape, mediocre gets ignored, right? Think about the math for a second. If you have 10 hours per week for content creation and you're trying to be on 5 different platforms, that's 2 hours per platform if you divide the hours equally, right? You cannot create high quality, engaging content in 2 hours per week per platform. Maybe in the past, right, it was possible, right? But these days you'll see that creating reels, you cannot just, take a long form content, video and just chop it up into multiple shorts. You need to create specialty high quality and high edited shorts to keep the user engaged, right? But again, if you focus those 10 hours, right, on one platform specifically, you can create context that actually moves the needle and affects your specific bottom line. Now, I see business owners posting generic content across multiple different platforms, getting minimal engagement rates everywhere, and then wondering why their content isn't generating leads. And meanwhile, their competitors are dominating one platform by creating a platform-specific content that actually resonates with their audience. And the results? Well, you're working harder, spending more time on content, but getting worse results than ever before than if you just stuck to one platform and mastered that specific platform. Now, let's have a look at why the omnipresence approach basically fails. And let me break down the specific reasons why trying to be everywhere online is destroying your marketing ROI. Now, platform-specific audiences are different, right? Now, the way I can break this down is that the person who follows you on LinkedIn is not the same person who follows you on TikTok, right? They have different pain points, different communication styles, and different buying behaviors. And when you post the same content everywhere, you're speaking to no one effectively instead of speaking to everybody specifically, right? Or instead of speaking to somebody or somebody specifically, right? Now, each platform has its own content culture, format preferences, and algorithm requirements, right? And what's working on one platform, such as Instagram, won't work, for example, on LinkedIn, right? And what works on TikTok won't specifically work on YouTube, right? And when you create one piece of content for every single platform, you end up with, watered down content that doesn't perform well anywhere. Now, let's look at the quality versus the quantity problem. Now, high performing content takes time to create. We all know that. You have to research your audience, craft compelling messages, create engaging visuals, and optimize for the platform's algorithm, right? But when you're trying to create content for multiple different platforms, you don't have time to do any of this at the highest level. You're in constant content creation mode, but never in optimization mode, right? And when your audience is spread across multiple different platforms, your engagement gets diluted, right? And instead of building a strong community on one specific platform, you have weak communities everywhere, right? Now, what you're gonna see is that this hurts your algorithm performance and makes it harder and harder to build the authority and the trust you need for high ticket sales, right? Because each platform requires different posting schedules, different content formats, different hashtag requirements and strategies, different engagement processes, right? And managing all of this literally becomes a full-time job, and now you're just a content creator instead of a business owner, right? And what you're gonna find is that you spend more time managing platforms than actually growing your business, right? And then what you're gonna find is that basically your results are gonna drop and your business and your revenue is gonna decrease based on the reputational damage, right? Hey guys, quick reminder, if you're looking for appointment setters, closers, or sales managers, but you don't want to go out there and spend, weeks out there, conducting interviews, calling employers, doing role playing with, your closers or appointment setters, or basically training them at all, we can do all of that for you. So if you're interested in that, more in the links down below, but enough of that, let's get right back to the video. Now, when you're on multiple platforms, it becomes almost impossible to figure out what's working and what's not working, right? Which platform is generating leads? Which content is converting, right? And which audience is most valuable, right? Without clear and precise data, you cannot optimize effectively, which means your ROI stays low across all platforms. Okay, now let's look at the focus strategy that actually works. Okay, so you might be sitting there saying, well, Craig, what is the alternative then? What is working, right? Well, instead of trying to be everywhere at once, right? Successful businesses that I have seen pick one primary platform and they actually dominate that platform, right? And here's how the strategy works. Number one, choose the platform based on your audience, not your specific preference, right? Don't pick a platform because you enjoy using it personally, right? Pick a platform where your ideal clients actually spend time and consume your content, right? For high-ticket B2B services, this might be LinkedIn or YouTube where you're watching this video right now. For consumer services, it might be Instagram or Facebook, right? The key is going where your buyers are, not where you think that you should be, right? Or what's more convenient for you, okay? Now, let's look at basically let me just say that instead of posting generic content, right, learn how to create content that feels native to your chosen platform and understand the format preferences, the communication styles, and the algorithm requirements, right? This means that your LinkedIn content should feel and act like LinkedIn content, not Instagram posts that you copied and pasted onto LinkedIn, right? Now, again, when you're only focused on one specific platform, you can invest more time and resources into creating high quality content that actually engages your audience and drives real results and performance, right? Now, one great piece of content per week beats 7 mediocre content across multiple platforms, and that's just from my own data specifically, okay? Now, let's just say that when you focus on one specific platform, you can actually engage with your audience, build relationships, and importantly, create a community around your brand. This is impossible, right? When you're spreading yourself across multiple platforms and spreading yourself really thin. Now, real relationships lead to referrals, word of mouth marketing, and loyal clients who stick around for the long term. Okay, now each specific platform has unique features that can give your competition advantages, right? Instagram has stories and reels. LinkedIn has articles and newsletters. YouTube has long form videos and shorts as well, right? And when you focus on one specific platform, you can master these features instead of just using basic posting functionality, right? Now, different platforms again require different lead generation and nurturing strategies, right? When you focus on one platform, you can create optimized funnels that work specifically for that audience and that platform's user base, right? Or user behavior as well. Now, let me show you what happens to your ROI when you stop working or stop trying to be everywhere and start focusing on excelling in one specific platform. The first thing is that you're gonna have higher engagement rates, right? Because when you create platform native content consistently, your engagement rates will improve drastically, right? And obviously better engagement rates means basically better algorithm performance, which means more organic reach without paid advertising. Okay, now the second point I want to touch on is clearer attribution and measurement, right? Because when most of your traffic comes from one platform specifically, you can clearly measure what's working and optimize accordingly. Basically, when you know which content generates leads, right? Which leads actually convert and what leads actually convert into a real ROI, you can create more of that specific content, right? So instead of creating, 7 pieces of mediocre content, you create one piece of content that actually is excellent and excels, right? And this often costs less in time and money while delivering better results. Now, another point that I want to touch on here is your brand authority, right? Because when you consistently show up with valuable content on one platform, you become known as an expert in that specific space on that platform, right? And this authority is going to translate into higher conversion rates, and you can therefore justify premium pricing. Okay, now again, if you have a team that's creating this content, right, and managing one platform well, this is going to be way more efficient, right, on your team's time than managing multiple platforms poorly. Okay, your team can basically develop expertise and system that improve over time, and then what you're going to see, and this leads me to my next point, is the compounding benefits, right? Because excellence on one platform creates compounding benefits, right? Your best content gets shared, your audience grows, your authority increases, and your lead quality improves over time. Now, these benefits specifically are going to compound over time when you stay focused and dedicated, right? Now, again, this focus strategy works great for content marketing, but it also applies to your sales process, right? So instead of trying to manage complex multi-channel lead generation, right, successful businesses focus on doing one thing really well, and that is converting the leads they already have. Now, this is where Sales Match makes the biggest impact. Instead of spreading your resources across multiple lead generation channels, we can help you maximize the value of every lead that you're currently getting. And you might be asking yourself, well, Craig, how do you do that, right? Well, our appointment setters that we place don't just work the leads from one source. They work the leads from all the leads that are in your system, right? And they basically pay attention and have a personalized approach to every single lead. They're not just managing multiple platforms trying to be everywhere at once, right? They're focused on one thing, turning your leads into qualified appointments. And our closers, well, they aren't, trying to be good at, every type of sales conversation. They specialize in high-ticket consultative selling, which means that they can deliver high-quality conversion rates that generates or basically more than generalized salespeople, right? So if you're looking for appointment setters or closers that, have been thoroughly vetted and have passed our 8-step vetting process, right, and have been trained on high-ticket sales and have done the numbers that you require in your specific business, click the link down below, schedule a call, let's have a quick consultative talk, see your business's KPIs and see if we can help. But other than that, I really hope this video helped you, and other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.